Happy Wednesday evening to my YouTube extended family. We are back with another review. We have a product by Wandrd. This is a bag review of the 60-liter Carryall Duffel. And my dog is drinking water in the background, which is extremely loud and annoying. So, as you know how we do it on this channel, I do a one take with a review or whatever we're doing, adventures, vacations, etc., etc. I do a one take. Saves me time, like you all know, and again, provides some entertainment and some, hopefully some humorous moments for all of you watching. And I can't believe she's still drinking water out of there. Nala. She's focused. Okay. We're gonna jump into this with this bag. I recently just got this bag for another gym alternative duffel bag, and kind of a carry-all for traveling, and for like a 2-3 day, maybe 4-day trip. Once I got this bag, I realized I can do a few more days. I cannot believe she's still drinking water. This is nonstop now for 1 minute and 25 seconds, just about. Squirrel moment. So this bag has a lot of capacity to it, a lot that you could utilize this bag for. But I'm going to jump into it, kind of give you some of the specs, the lowdown of this bag. I don't spend a lot of time on the specs, and obviously that stuff's on their websites, and there's a whole bunch of other YouTube channels out there that get really deep into the specs and the material and kind of where it was made, how it was made, which is great. I learned a lot from those channels myself, but I'm just going to kind of keep it at that higher level view, kind of an 80,000 foot view, looking down on what this bag's about, what its functions are, does it serve its purpose in certain areas better than others, and really kind of who is this bag for, and ultimately, do I regret buying this bag? I have no affiliation with Wandrd whatsoever. I have no affiliate links. Hopefully I'm getting to that point down the road. I don't know much about that and how that kind of works. But this is a completely unbiased review on the Wandrd 60-liter Carryall Duffel. If Wandrd maybe wants to send me other things for me to check out, try, and do, again, an unbiased review on, I would be happy to do so. Note to Wandrd. So, this is the kind of like the burnt orange, the Sedona orange color. I actually really like it. It's the colors, as you look at it on the website, the color on the website itself really just doesn't do it justice. This color is great. I like kind of that burnt orange color, but once you get it here in the flesh and in front of you, the bag is sharp. The bag looks really good, and I like the color quite a bit. So, the Wandrd's material obviously is very, very water resistant with that, YKK zippers. I just saw today, though, that they are on their new launch of the Provoke V4, I believe, on Kickstarter, and they are changing over the style of their zippers on that Provoke bag. So I will probably end up ordering one of those in the near future, just to kind of check it out and see what that new update and kind of some of those changes are all about. This bag right here has multiple carrying options. Obviously, it's got some grab handles on the side, and I'll kind of get into this once we switch over to that other camera view. But it's got 4-way grab handles all the way around the bag, and shoulder straps, obviously for a backpack duffel. I'll give you a size reference for comparison. Ooh, this is really loose. I am about 6 feet tall, about 220 pounds or so, and this is kind of the bag at a distance for my frame. It is super comfortable to wear. I'll kind of show you what I have it packed out with right now. Just a really generic pack out for kind of a, I don't know, like a weekend trip or an overnight trip for the most part. But yeah, let's just kind of dive right into it. And I apologize about the background noise of me shuffling this bag around. I did not hook up the mic this evening. It's been a long few weeks, so I'm just trying to kind of get in another review for you all. And not necessarily winging it, but definitely kind of going with the flow on this one. So we'll switch over to the second camera. And all right, camera number 2. And first of all, don't judge me because I am barefoot and I'm out in my garage. It's a little warm where we're at this, actually about the last week and a half, 2 weeks, and just got done spending about 4 or 5 days in the military uniform out at the base and doing some chemical warfare type of training with our chem suits, and which is essentially a rubber suit with a mask. Everything's sealed up and not so enjoyable, especially when it's 90 degrees, sun blaring down. And so I am happy to be in my garage, shoeless and sockless, doing this review for all of you. So again, be easy on the comments with my feet. I'm actually going to be ordering this 40-liter duffel just because I like this bag so much. Want a little bit of a smaller version of this bag for the gym. This one is great for a number of things, but it's still a little big to kind of slow it or throw into a gym locker and call it good with some room to spare for jacket and shoes and so forth. All right, I completely drew a blank on where we're going here. Okay, getting right into the external materials. Again, highly water resistant with this. They do not have, shoot, I forgot even what it's called. They do not have the waterproof or water resistant zippers. They do have YKK zippers, which are very heavy, robust, and super smooth and fun to use. But they have these flaps that kind of fold over to protect the inside of the bag and those zipper exposures from the elements. And so AquaGuard, that's what I meant to say. AquaGuard was the zipper terminology I was looking for there. So we'll start off with the back here. The shoulder straps, again, very comfortable to use. I've been pretty pleased with all of my Wandrd bags with the shoulder straps, kind of the contour of the strap itself. The padding, although it's not super thick, it does the job really well. I'm really always pleased with the Wandrd bags when I throw them on, how comfortable they are, and I've never had any issues, and I've put quite a bit of weight in some of my bags. I have the Hexall duffel bag, or Hexall Carryall duffel bag from, I don't know, probably 4 years ago, and it's a great bag, and I have loaded that sucker out with quite a bit of weight and been very comfortable to walk around town and just kind of stroll along throughout the day with quite a bit of weight on my back, being comfortable in the straps and the padding that they provide. It does have webbing on there for carabiner attachments if you're using that. And the other thing I really like about the Wandrd bags too is you can kind of see here on the slide. I really like the slide mechanism for the sternum strap. And you can kind of just, if I can get this to work actually now, you can kind of just pull on this pull tab, and then how it connects here is just a little slide in piece, if you guys can see that there, and it just slides right in. So super easy to adjust. Some of the other bags I have where you kind of have to feed it through the webbing on the sternum strap adjustments, and I really like that about Wandrd, where they make it just a little easier to do so. And plastic adjustment holders here for the strap. They do have some webbing management or strap management, if you want to call it that. You can call it whatever you want. It doesn't really matter to me, so I'm going to call it strap management. The other thing I like about the straps and the way that these are attached and detached is that if you're going to the airport and you have to obviously detach these shoulder straps, tuck them in the bag for check-in bags, they're very easily done. And so it's just literally a little clasp here to pop that loose. I don't know if you guys can see that. My fat hands were probably in the way. But then you can just literally slide them on and off with it. Slide them back on, push the clip, and kind of go from there. And it's the same thing on the bottom side, but even easier because all they are is just little carabiner clips kind of for the most part. You just clip that on there, hook it right back on, and they are a swivel point hook, which is great. So you're not getting all twisted up in your straps. And so that's kind of the back of the bag itself. I'm just gonna start off on the end here. This right here, so also real quick before we get into too much of the compartments and stuff, they do have lockable zipper pulls. Well, it helps if I have the right way. So, I'm just gonna edit all that crap out. So right here, once you put them in there, I don't know, I'll kind of hopefully zoom in a little bit, but once you have them in there, then you're just literally twisting and pulling these apart, and that unlocks the zipper. Over here on the one end, I just have a garage gear organizer pouch with a multi-tool. Honestly, don't have anything else in this pouch, but it does have a nice compartment in here with a little bit of volume to it. Not a ton, but it has a mesh pocket to separate some other things, a little bit more organization. Zipper pulls on the interior portion. And that's kind of it here on this end. It also has a tag identifier, right, for traveling. If you want to throw in a tag for travel, your name, contact information, you can do that. On this other end, we have the same thing, lockable zippers, if you so choose to use. And then over here is kind of either your shoe compartment or your dirty clothes compartment, or obviously whatever else you want to use it for. But I just threw a pair of shoes in there. Those are size 12 Keens for reference. Quite a bit of room. And obviously when you're using this end compartment, you are competing for space that's inside the bag, so just be aware of that. But overall, overall you have quite a bit of room in the end caps of this bag. Some more branding here on the end. And let's kind of get into one more external pocket here that we have. And here is one additional side zip pocket. Just kind of a little quick access pocket. Not a lot of volume to it. You know, throw in your wallet, even your phone, passport, earbuds, keys, etc., etc. For that will be a nice, easy way to get into there. You can see here on the side your attachment points, so you can kind of flop these around and do a sling bag with one strap if you want. So there's multiple attachment points for how you carry this bag. But just the design, the construction of this bag itself is heavy duty. You can tell in just all the grab handles, the stitching itself, and just, you know, how the bag is designed. It does have a hard, like a kind of a shell bottom. It's not a hard case bottom, but a shell bottom. Obviously, you can throw it on the ground. It's going to be protected from the elements, and it's going to wear well over time with having that kind of abuse thrown on it with the ground exposure and so on. So let's get into the inside of the bag here. I'm just going to unzip this. First and foremost is on the top lid. You do have another internal mesh storage compartment, okay, which is great. And so I don't have anything in there right now, but it's got plenty of room for either your toiletries, again, some more documents, your EDC kind of stuff, whatever it may be, but there's plenty of good room in there for it. And here, for example, as far as how I have this loaded out, this right here is a 2-liter Evergoods Civic pouch with some of my camera stuff in there. I have a Osmo Pocket 3 in there. I have one of the, I think this is the, this isn't ever, I don't think this is the Wandrd packing cubes. It might be, actually. Anyways, no, I apologize. It's the Pack-T packing cubes. These are not a compression packing cube on this end, but I have 2 of those in here for it. Kind of turn those over because, again, full transparency, all they are socks. I was just trying to think of something to grab and throw in the bag for you all to see the loadout. and kind of the volume that it has to accommodate certain things. Helinox chair, just a camping chair that I have in here. And then I have a hammock in here as well. And I also have a 1/2 liter Evergoods Civic pouch too, with some cables and some other things in there. But really, that's kind of it. You know, it's, again, I'm just very happy with this bag, and I really love the material. I love the size of it. As I mentioned just a few moments ago, I love it so much I'm going to order another one, but at the 40 liter capacity, to see if I can find that nice sweet spot for my gym bag, even though I probably have 20 different bags that will qualify as a good gym bag. But hey, what does it hurt to have one more, right? So that's pretty much all I got for you guys on the Wandrd Carryall 60 liter duffel. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I know I kind of rambled on in a few spots there, but overall, this is a great bag. It's a bag definitely for folks that are on some travel adventures that needs a bag that you can carry on the plane with you, throw in the overhead storage, carry a lot of gear, but then when you're out, you know, and on the road and beating feet on the pavement, that you have a bag that's comfortable to throw on your shoulders and wear all day long. It doesn't have obviously some of those cool quick access pockets, you know, when you sling it around for cameras and everything. That's not what it's designed for, but it's a great bag for some travel, and even, or, you know, staying local and using it as a gym bag or a gear bag. I'm going to start traveling around a little more, teaching some of my de-escalation and self-defense courses here with a company called Moab, Management of Aggressive Behavior. And I've worked with them for a long time, and I'm going to do a little more with them this coming year. And this is a bag I've, without a doubt, will be taking on a lot of my trips, just because of the capacity, the layout, and the comfort of it. So who do I recommend this bag for? Boy, the list is, I don't want to say it's endless, but it's pretty darn big. And so I can't really narrow it down as far as who it's for, because it's got so many wide variety of applications. But I can tell you this probably with a lot of surety, that whoever purchases this bag will be extremely pleased, again, in the functionality and the comfort of the bag. So please like and subscribe to this channel, G-Man Adventures and Reviews. I'm half tempted to put my name into the title of this channel and change the name a little bit to maybe Jason and Garrett. Jason and Garrett do reviews or something like that. I'm not too sure yet, because I know I do some writing and some other things, but the whole purpose of this channel is to carry on my son's name, the purpose and the mission of giving back to the community, giving back to a world that too often takes and doesn't give enough, whether that's time, you know, effort, many different things. And so the motto of this channel is Garrett Gives Back, and I don't want that to ever be missed. So first of all, I thank you for watching the videos, taking the time out of your day to hopefully enjoy some of these videos that I'm providing. Some of them are pretty decent, some of them aren't so much. Definitely there's always room for improvement, and in some videos there's a lot of room for improvement, but I do appreciate it. And if you don't mind, please like and subscribe to this channel. Doesn't cost anything, doesn't take anything on your end, and it helps us out, and eventually maybe helps us capture the goal of becoming monetized at some point in time, so we can take that money and put it back into the community for kids my son's age. You know, my son was 15 when he passed, and I want to give back into the community for kids the age ranges from 10 to 16 years old, and just do something more, you know, with the time that we have. And it weighs heavy on my heart, so I appreciate you helping out with that mission. And again, I appreciate all of you taking the time just to hear me out and watch some of the videos that I do provide. So appreciate y'all. You guys have a great rest of the week, and we will see you on the next one. Bye.